Welcome back everybody to Pokemon Blue. Last episode we explored the cruise ship SS Anne, got the HM for Cut, and then watched the ship leave harbor, never to return. This episode we're going to go around town and see what we can all do with Cut. So I'll meet you guys out here at the other end of Diglett's Cave. We can now return to Pewter City if we want it. Or more importantly, if you remember when we were going up Route 2, we saw some items that were blocked by these shrubs. Well, now that we have Cut, we can go right through and pick up the spoils. But first, there's a little guardhouse you couldn't even really see. Once Pokemon learns Flash, you can get through Rock Tunnel. Hi, remember me? I'm Professor Oak's aide. If you've caught 10 kinds of Pokemon, I'm supposed to give you HM05. So, have you caught at least 10? Splendid, you've caught 12. Here you go. So we get HM05, which is Flash. It's an okay move. It lowers the accuracy just like Sand Attack, but it only has an accuracy of like 90, so it can actually miss. I don't recommend teaching it to anybody that you're going to have on your team for a very long time, because since you can't erase it and it's kind of a useless move, it'll end up weighing you down at the end. But you'll need it to get through one of the dungeons coming up because it's really hard to see. So one of those items was another HP up, and then there's a Moonstone down here too. Now you think, oh, is there a third item because there's a third shrub? Nah, but still, another HP up never hurts, and the Moonstone, I think there's actually one less Moonstone than there are Pokemon that evolve by Moonstone in the game. So, like, you can't get all of them by yourself. So we'll go back up here, and we'll actually go into Pewter City, because there's actually some Cut shenanigans we can do up there. So we'll go by Diglett's Cave again. It's a real shame these shrubs don't stay cut down permanently after you hit them, because it'd be real nice to just open up paths so people aren't permanently blocked in, like, anybody that wants to go Diglett's Cave from Pewter? No, you gotta go all the way to Vermilion and go in. So if you remember, there's the museum up here. There was that side building there that we couldn't quite get to because the shrubs were in the way. Well, now that we have access to Cut, we'll go right on through. Free the employees. They're no longer trapped in their workplace. We are proud of 2 fossils of very rare prehistoric Pokemon.
You can't sneak in the back way. Oh, whatever. Do you know what amber is? It's fossilized tree sap. Shh. I think this chunk of amber contains Pokemon DNA. It would be great if Pokemon could be resurrected from it, but my colleagues just ignore me. So I have a favor. Take this to a lab and get it examined. But you don't have space.
Yeah, there's a slight problem with Gen 1. You can only hold 20 items in your bag at any given time. So to clear up space, you can store items in the PC, use them, or even just throw them away. Thankfully, we have this HP up we can use, so we'll just boost Mr. Terrapin's HP, and we'll go from there.
Sure, take this truck of amber, contain Pokemon today, great if we can resurrect it. Ignore me, favorite ass, take this to a lab. Shh, get that old amber checked, please.
What do we get from this fossil? Aerodactyl. It's a fast rock flying type. It's got some good attack power behind it, but unfortunately, it doesn't get any moves of the same type. You're forced using normal type moves like Double Edge or Hyper Beam to do damage. And you can even use moves like Fly and Wing Attack, but their low base powers leaves much to be disappointed. So it's a cool Pokemon design-wise, but unfortunately, it just doesn't have the moves to be good in the game yet. Now, as you saw, our bag was getting pretty full of stuff, so I'm going to go deposit some items into my PC. For example, you don't really need the town map anymore, so you can put that away. You also won't be using the fossils for a long time, so you can deposit them for later. Then the SS ticket, the boat never comes back, so you can go put that in there. If you've already caught a Magikarp, there's no need to hold on to the old rod either. You will want to hold on to that bike voucher, though. And then once you've taught Cut to somebody, you can deposit HM01 too. And I think everything else we'll be using at some point or another. So I'll meet you guys back in Vermilion, so we can take on the gym. Now, as you saw before, when we first got into the little port town, that the gym is blocked by a cut bush. Well, that ain't a problem anymore. Mr. Prickles can stab that bush to oblivion. So here we go. Vermilion City Pokemon Gym, Lieutenant Surge, the Lightning American. What's that? You would think it means Unovian? Yo, Champin' Macon! Lieutenant Surge has a nickname. People refer to him as the Lightning Unovian. He's an expert on electric Pokemon. Birds and water Pokemon are at risk. Beware of paralysis. He's also very cautious. You'll have to break a code to get to him. So yes, we got our first actually difficult gym puzzle. There's a set of trash cans here, and a giant open room with some trainers. What possibly could we do? This is no place for kids. Doing the gym guide's voice, I shouldn't have made him so gristly. It hurts my throat. So we got a sailor here. It's the first sailor we fight that's not using a water or fighting type. You'd think, you know, a water seafaring man wouldn't be seen dead in an electric gym, but this guy chooses to break the mold. Now, if you have the TM for Dig, which you should, and if you haven't wasted or lost the move yet, this entire gym's a cakewalk. That's why I decided to catch Sandshrew and teach it Dig right away. Not only are you immune to electricity because of Sandshrew's ground typing, but your higher defenses also means you can take a hit from the quick attack that the Pikachus all know in here. None of the other Pokemon in here really can do anything to you. And you one-shot with Dig, so look at that, we already knocked him out. Wow, surprised me. Surge set up double locks. Here's a hint. When you open the first, the second is right next to it. Keynote on right next to it. I forget this a lot. I'm a lightweight, but I'm good with electricity. Here's another underutilized trainer class, the Rocker. I can only think of one other in the entire game, and he's on a route that's completely optional too. So there's a good chance this would be the only one you ever see. Yeah, see, the Voltorbs can only tackle you. They can't use Thunder Shock or anything. And Tackle barely does anything with them. And then there's Standard Magnemite. We fought a whole bunch of them. I feel like that route to the east of Diglett's Cave, that was like the real gym. There was all these electricians running wires and all that. They had a bunch of Magnemites. I feel like they actually work for Surge or something. Ooh, Sonic Boom, that's a new move. Does 20 damage no matter what, as long as it hits. So it can be kind of a big deal early game. Drops off though like Puff and Tough. She could come in and just take it like it was nothing. Fried! Whoa! Okay, I'll talk. Surge said he hid the door switches inside something, man. I wonder what it could be. There's only things in this room are trash cans. Could it be in the windows? No. When I was in the army, Lieutenant Surge was my strict CO. What is this, Advanced Wars? Do you have a CO power? Is it electricity based? And a little old gentleman's got a little old Pikachu. Both grizzled war veterans. Ah, geez. Paralysis. Thundershock actually only has like I think a 10% chance, so I didn't roll lucky that time. But we still managed to Mega Punch his rat right out. Stop, you're very good. The door won't open. Surge was always cautious. So yeah, these trash cans are where we're gonna find the switches that activate those doors. If you get wrong though, the doors reset, so you have to go through each one until you find the first switch. And then, according to that one guy, the second switch is right next to it. But if you guess wrong, the doors reset. So if you get a switch that's on the edge, it's really helpful because there's only one option it can be. But if you get one in the middle, there's two. So you have a 50-50 shot of calling it right. Hey, there's a switch. Turn it on. Now, just because I guessed that one over there to the right of that one doesn't mean that the second switch isn't in there. See right there, the lock's reset. Turns out it was in the one right next to it. We had already checked it and we didn't see the first switch. So, nope, trash, nope, trash, nope, trash. No. Oh, hey, normally it resets where it's at. This is strange that it went to the exact same spot as last time. But hey, it means we don't have to keep checking all this trash. Even you have a trash can. But it's empty.
Hey kid, what do you think you're doing here? You won't live long in combat, that's for sure. I tell ya, electric Pokemon saved me during the war. They zapped my enemies into paralysis. The same I'll do to you. 'Cause I'm here to kick ass and take trainers' lunch money, and I'm all out of ass.
So here we are at Lieutenant Surge, the Electric American. Leads off with a Voltorb, nothing too threatening yet. Of course, we'll just try and hit it with Thunder Wave because he'll actually use X speed during the battle to speed up his already fast Pokemon. And odds are his Pokemon already outspeed you anyways because electric types are generally speedy types. So I've missed, I've been paralyzed, anything else? There we go, finally hit it. In later generations you couldn't paralyze electric types, but we can still do that here in good old Broken Gen 1. There we go, we'll punch you right in the ball. Here's a Pikachu next. Trying to paralyze this one too. Anything to slow him down just a hair. There we go, we got you hit. Now we'll bring in Shander, who can take a hit, is immune to electric moves, and can one-shot you. See that? That quick attack barely did anything. So we'll just dig underground. And boom, we actually outspeed you. So what's Surge's ace? It's Raichu. If you watch the anime, there was a big ol' ordeal about this. He evolved his Pikachu right away so he could get powerful moves like Thunderbolt, but in exchange he lost out on a whole bunch of speed-based moves. That's not too far from the truth. Go into that after we get our spoils from the combat. Ooh, we even got the level 22.
Whoa, you're the real deal, kid. Fine, take this Thunder Badge.
And on top of that, Shandy evolves at level 22. So now we got the awesome Pangolian Sandslash. It's one of the coolest looking Pokemon in Gen 1 if you ask me.
Thunder Badge cranks up your Pokemon's speed. It also lets them fly anytime, kid. Since you're special, take this. Contains Thunderbolt. Teach it to an electric Pokemon.
Yeah, Thunderbolt's actually a really good move, but I have somebody I plan on catching later that I'm gonna add to my team that's gonna need Thunderbolt, so we'll save it for now. Now, going off of what I said earlier about stone evolutions, they don't learn moves after they evolve, so if you took a Pikachu, for example, and evolved it into Raichu, you'd stop learning moves. You'd miss out on Agility, Thunderbolt, actually, if you went early enough. So here we are. I actually jump-skipped all the way back to Cerulean. There's nothing exciting going on. We can cut through that shrub and open up the town. Finally use that bike voucher to get the bicycle. Can we resell it for $1 million? How do you like it? You can take it on Cycling Road and in caves, but not in buildings. That's a big no-no. I always like to put the bicycle at the top of my party with the select button, or at the top of my bag. Whoop, hit the wrong button there. Because since you open up your bag, it'll be the very first thing you see, so you can just hop right on it. Look at that, our speed just goes up exponentially. Doubtful is there's still only one way through town, and it's through this house. And every time you go in a building, you get off your bike, so you have to hop right back on. But now that we have cut, we can also go over this way. In fact, you could actually skip Surge's gym altogether if you really felt like it. But, you know, the experience alone is going to be kind of important later on. Otherwise, you'll start teetering off. Let's see, who do we want to tackle this route with here? Nope, don't use cut. Yeah, you can use dig in the overworld too, like a pseudo escape rope. It'll return you to the entrance of caves and stuff. So it's good if you're really weak and you need to get out in a flash. You have Pokemon with you. You're mine. You are nothing, Junior Trainer. You need light to get through that dark tunnel ahead. Yeah, everybody talks about it. TM30, I believe that's Teleport, which is similar to Dig. You can use it to return to the last Pokemon Center you visited, though it's kind of useless because you can't use it in trainer battles, so use it if you really want to be able to warp back to a Pokemon Center. I find it to be kind of a worthless TM. I don't know why they chose it. However, there's a lot of random Pokemon that can learn it. I think Arcanine can learn it, Wigglytuff can learn it. Wahaha! I was bored, eh? Keep it coming, eh? Oh wait, I'm out of Pokemon. You sure had me going. You sure had guts to stand up. Bleh, I can't even speak hiker language anymore. That magical language of Canadian. We're on Route 9, Cerulean City to Rock Tunnel. It's kind of hard to control the bike because it's got all that speed going behind it. Who's that walking there with those good-looking Pokemon? Oh, you. Now this guy actually has something important to see. If you ever realize, like, I can't get any scene data for the starter I didn't pick. Because, for example, we have Squirtle and Larry has Bulbasaur, so we'll get data for them. But what about the third one? Right there, Charmander. This guy will have it instead. There's actually several trainers around Kanto that'll have the stages of the starter so you can get data on them. That way, at least, if you really want to get a completely seen dex, you can still do that. Out like a light. Keep walking. Keep walking. I thought you said I was good looking. Jerk. Get up early every day to raise them from cocoons. Oh, geez, the bug catcher's return. This guy's kind of important, though. He's got Beedrill. We've seen a Butterfree with one, and now we've seen a Beedrill. I'm surprised he doesn't have, like, 3 Weedles instead. They don't seem to believe in evolving their bugs. And, of course, he gets the Fury Attack critical hit. And is... what? And he hits 5 times. That seems fair. Now we gotta level up off it. I can't complain too much. What? What a total waste of time! Yeah, he kind of references how the early bugs tend to fall off about this point in time in the game. Oh, there's grass over there. There's actually no new encounters, so I don't see any need to go in there. We've got plenty of experience. Just whip it up a little bit. Continue onwards. What's down here? Oh yeah, this is dead ends for the route later on, because it's kind of a maze. Come on, dude! You beat me fair! Ha! Us Hardy guys are always laughing. Maybe because I'm just stoned out of my mind, bruh. Go, my super bug Pokemon! Doo-doo-doo-doo! Now you'd think, oh man, another bug catcher. And he's got Caterpies, what happened? But he does have a Pokemon that you haven't seen yet, so... and you're forced to fight him, so it's not like you can dodge him. So just quickly knock out his 2 basic Caterpillars. And then he sends out Venonat. It's a poison bug type that you'll be able to get much later in the game. It's pretty much the better version of both Caterpie and Weedles of all forms. My bugs! If you don't like bug Pokemon, then you bug me. Bully. It is nice, though, that he has a Pokemon you can't get until much later. Gives you an air of mystery, like, when can I catch that fuzzy little bug? Taking Rock Tunnel to Lavender. Yeah, because somebody's mom's sleeping over on Route 12, preventing us from getting through. Are you off to Rock Tunnel, too? Kind of, this is a one-way route. Nothing up there but grass. See a hiker, that means he's probably gonna have rock types.
Aren't you a little toughie? You know, my brother's a sailor. He likes feisty kids like you. Why don't I take you to a ship?
So we actually tried to learn Bite after knocking out one of his Pokemon. Thought about it, but I'm like, you know what? We got Body Slam. It's better all around.
What's that? Kids should be tough. I'll make sure my brother knows about you.
Don't you dare condescend me. So we got this. She's the last trainer on the route. And she's got a Meowth. It's the first one we're actually fighting. We could have encountered wild ones. And it has Payday, a nifty little move. It's signature to the Meowth and Persian line, but other Pokemon can learn it by TM later. Essentially what it does is you throw coins at somebody, then whoever wins the battle gets to collect the extra money. See? We picked up $46. You're obviously talented. Good luck to you. Now, so we could jump down those and we'd end up right by that hiker down there that was stoned. We go up here. Some more grass, and it's actually a new route with new encounters. Voltorb and Electrode. We saw them in Surge's gym, and we saw them being speedy little electric types. They're actually, if I remember right, the fastest non-legendary Pokemon in the entire game. They learn Sonic Boom and Tackle by level up, and eventually they'll get some more moves like Thundershock. I believe you have to teach them the more powerful electric moves though, but if you want something speedy that can really do some damage, they're definitely worth picking up. And finally, a Pokemon Center, right in front of a cave. It's really convenient, but it's also an omen of things to come. So we're going to go heal up here, and then next episode we'll tackle Rock Tunnel. So as per usual, I'll see you guys next time. Stay beautiful.